Today we're heading to the Amphawa floating market. It's about an hour outside the city, so we rented our private van. And we gotta get there by 5 a.m. to feed the monks.
So we got up really early today with the sunrise to come feed the monks. We're at the market and they're kind of setting up. This is where the hustle bustle is going to be. Everybody comes here to eat, and the monks come right down the river and you give them a special food. They're not allowed to choose what food they eat themselves. And I'm tired, but I got to see another sunrise, and I think it's going to be an exciting day.
The local vendors sell pre-packaged floral arrangements to go along with the food. It appeared the local cats liked them as well. Maybe there's some catnip in there. It's times like this that I'm reminded I really am on the other side of the world. And I couldn't be more grateful. This trip has been amazing. The market picked up quick. If you're a foodie, you're gonna wanna come here. This place is awesome. And cheap, because they serve you right out of their boats. And I love seafood. If it swims in the ocean, they have it. The only negative was it was hot. But it's Thailand, it's hot everywhere. And I'm talking temperature hot, not food hot. If you don't want your food spicy, you better let them know, because they add some kick. There's also a lot of great desserts if you're in the mood for something sweet. And you can always go shopping, but get there early, because around noon it gets crowded. Someone just told Jira that there's a guy with a snake that I gotta meet, so we're headed over. And this is a big-ass snake. I honestly had trouble holding it up, which can be a problem, because they told me if you don't support the weight of the snake's head, it can feel like it's falling and might bite you just to regain its balance. And they didn't tell me that till it was around my neck. Luckily, I survived. Oh yeah, it costs about $3 to take a picture with the snake.
If you don't, it'll kill you. Really? That's a nice thing to hear. You need to hold that head or it's going to kill you.
And obviously possible death by snake isn't for everyone, so if you're not into reptiles, head this way. To the tree-covered Wat Bang Kung. That girl you just saw in the van is Jira's friend Joy, and she'll be showing us around today. This temple isn't very far from the floating market, and it's famous because it has a tree growing on it? Around it? I don't really know how to describe it, but they say the only reason it's still standing is because the tree is keeping it from falling down. Oh yeah, it also had a bunch of statues outside of military dudes beating each other up. Makes for some cool photo ops. But we were already hungry again, so we headed back to the floating market. And there's a lot to be said for traveling alone, but it doesn't hurt to be friends with the locals. So branch out, say hi to some people. You never know what might happen.
Fried squid eggs. They're telling me not to do too much spice, but I'm going to do the whole thing. It's got a really lemon base to it. Good. First off, the spice is really spicy, so that's kind of the flavor. Squid meets scallops. It tastes like squid and scallops mixed together. Little, yeah, squid scallops. It's good. Spicy as hell though.
สวัสดีค่ะจอยค่ะวันนี้นะคะจอยจะพาพี่ๆทุกคนมาเที่ยวตลาดอัมพวาของเรานะคะตอนนี้คนก็เริ่มจะเยอะแล้วก็ของกินเยอะมากเห็นแล้วก็อยากกินทุกอย่างเลย
So probably my favorite part about having my new Thai best friends here is that I don't have to order anything. Joy ran around the market and we've got there's so much food here, she ran out of places to put some of it. There's chicken, looks like oysters, spicy vegetable stuff. I can't even begin to tell you what it is, but it's delicious. I'm going to stuff my face, and then I think she's going to bring us to the floating market. Should be a good time.
$5 a person. In my opinion, the floating market's even cooler at night. You can go on a river cruise or even just shake your booty. Don't worry, nobody's gonna judge you. Well, they might judge you, but they're probably mostly going to be jealous that you're having a better time than they are. I didn't have my dancing shoes on, so I was just people watching. I don't think you'd need to spend more than a day here, but if you have the time, come check out Amphawa. It's worth it. I was almost getting ready to call it a night, but then I stumbled across this guy with his chihuahua, and he told me I'd be crazy if I didn't go on the Firefly boat ride. So of course, we went. And it was awesome going down the river, going by all the shops and stuff. But that's only the first 2 minutes of the ride. After that, you get into some pretty dark, scary areas. So if you're afraid of boats or water, you might want to skip the Firefly tour. It gets a little hairy out there. But there's a reason they call it the Firefly tour, and there's a reason they go deep into the dark. To film the fireflies. In the dead of the night, from 50 feet away, my camera really couldn't do it justice, but it was neat.
There, so I get a little bit of it here. See?
I guess it's just something you'll have to experience in person. To watch the full episode of Dirt Cheap with Chaz Bruns, click the link below.